All right, welcome back. We are here for part 2 of our end of the year math test. I'm going to go through how to get logged in, how to use the 2 tabs and all that stuff. If you don't need the screencast to help you with the test and you can do it independently, that's always an option too. So don't feel as if you need to, follow along with me. A lot of you are able to read and figure out what is being asked. So if you feel like you need to come back and then watch it, if you're stuck, some of you might want to do that. All right, but if you need me, I'm going to go through every question and maybe give a little bit of clarification on some of the questions to maybe help you. All right, so here's our Think Central home site. As always, we go to the Blue Sky Go Math. Our username and password. Remember, you got to go to the United States, Ohio, Woodmore Local Schools, Woodmore Elementary, blah, blah, blah. We're going to use Omar's again. 29, first initial, last name. Password is 29, first initial, last initial, period. Some of you were forgetting the period on Tuesday and sending me some emails about it. So don't forget your period. It'll not let you in. All right. Things to do. Remember, if you want to see how your score was, you can click on My Score and it will show you how you did on Tuesday. Or if your parents are wondering, I know I've gotten some email about some of your parents want to know how you did. Just take them to your dashboard and have them click into My Scores, and it'll show you. Things to do. We are going to do End of the Year Test Part 2. Click on it again. And as I said last time, if you're doing this at home, you're not going to probably have 2 computers to go back and forth. Make sure you open up a second tab that you can go back and forth. And one final reminder is, remember, pause it after I read it. Because if you try to keep up with me, you're not going to have enough time. You should have your 2 tabs open to go back and forth, and you should also have a paper and a pencil here to write things down, because you don't want to try to do everything mentally. Write it down and then check it. You guys can remember, I said it a million times in the classroom, the problem with online tests is everyone tries to do it mentally. All right? So our number 1. Now remember, your questions may look a little bit different than mine. All right? My goal through this is to let you understand what to do. So you may have different numbers, you may have a different shape or 2, but at least you'll understand how you need to do it. Question number 1, estimate, then solve. So it's going to ask you to round them to the nearest 100, every number rounded to the nearest 100, then add those up, what would your estimate be, and then actually solve it, and write your actual answer in here. So all of them rounded to the nearest 100, solved, then the actual answer. Pause and solve. Question number 2, find the product, 6 times 20. We learned how to multiply multiples of 10. This is checking if you're able to do that. The perimeter, we have to find the unknown side length. I love this question. It gives us some sides, 10, 7, 4, and then an unknown for n. We know the entire perimeter is 29, so what is missing? That is your unknown. Pause and solve. I'm not going to say pause and solve every time. You guys know, after I read it, pause it. I sound like a robot every time. Number 4, find the perimeter and the area. Tell which rectangle has a greater area. And there's like a million boxes down here. Okay? I want to make sure you get the points for this. So A, find the perimeter, put it in that box. And is it units or square units? Remember, perimeter is only going to be units. That's a free point right there. Then for A, what is the area for A? Type it in that box here. And what is the area for A? So all of A goes in this top line right here. Find the perimeter, find the area. And remember, it's area square. Area, is it square units or units? All right. Then for shape B underneath, what's the perimeter? What do you use, units or square units? And then for B, what is the area? Remember, area is squarea. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's probably too much of a clue there. All right, so which rectangle has a greater area? A or B? All right. Number 5, enter the number of equal parts. Then select the name for the parts. First question, how many number of equal parts are there? And what is the name for the parts? Halves, fifths, or thirds? We're in our fraction section here. Number 6, enter the number of equal parts in the whole. Then enter the fraction that names the shaded part. All right, so the first question. Enter the number of equal parts. How many equal parts are there? There are blank equal parts. All right, now the fraction. What is a fraction that names the shaded parts, the green parts? Out of, Think about your numerator, Captain Numerator, and Dr. Denominator. My dog's in the living room with me, as you can see. I'm in the living room today. My dog's laying over here. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, yeah, I can't see him. He is like just panting wildly. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was outside running around. So I'm trying to get him to be quiet, but he's not listening very well. So I do apologize. He's scratching the floor if you can hear that too. All right, part 1 out of 2. Complete the number line. All right, so this mark right here is 0. This mark right here would be out of This mark right here would be out of This one is 3/4. And what would this be? We spent so much time this year creating number lines. Take your time, just like fractions on a number line, fill in the missing blanks. You can do that. We did that so many times. Number 8. Select the model to find... Select the model, not me. I'm not a model. Stop it. I'm blushing. Stop it. Select a model to find the equivalent fraction for the shaded part of the whole. So which one's the same? 4/6 is the same as what thirds? All right. So here, if you look at the unit, if you look at the shaded part, that's sixths. If you look at the purple boxes, that's dividing that shape into thirds. All right. So 4 out of 6 is the same of out of 3. So you put that number in there. It's a little confusing how they're doing it there. But once again, there are 6 boxes to show sixths. And then the purples are thirds. So if you have 4/6, what is 2/3? Compare. Select greater than, less than, or equal. 2/3 is blank 1/3. Ooh, number 10. Select a fraction greater than the given fraction. So 2/4 is less than which of these? Which one is 2/4 less than? All right, here we got a big question here. Gary and Vanessa are comparing fractions. Vanessa models 2/4 and Gary models 3/4. Vanessa writes down 3/4 is less than 2/4. Look at Gary's model and Vanessa's model and complete the description of her error. Here's Vanessa's model. All right. And here's Gary's. So Gary, said that. Gary model. Okay. So here's Vanessa's model. Here's Gary's. Vanessa and Gary blank comparing same size whole. Are they comparing the same size wholes or are they not? All right. So this is Vanessa's, this is Gary's. Are they comparing the same size wholes? Is their whole section, is this one the same size as this one? All right, so we talked about this all the time. Vanessa's model looks like it's an extra large pizza. Gary looks like he got a medium here. Even though they each got one pizza, are they the same size? All right, so the 4th size pieces are the same size or are not the same size. So you can compare them or you cannot. All right. So it's a lot of questions there, but you know how to do that. We spent lots of time with Uncle Tony going over pizzas and the different types of pizzas and the different sizes of pizza. All right. So it's a lot of wording in there, but you know what you're doing. All right. So Sarah received 76 votes in the school election. Ben received 24 fewer votes than Sarah. How many students voted? All right. So once again, don't try to figure this out in your mind. Write it down, draw a picture, use their diagrams. All right. So how many students voted? enter the numbers in the bar diagram to find the missing square stands for. The square stands for the number of votes Ben received. All right. So Sarah received 76 votes. So down here, obviously, you would put the 76 in there. All right. Ben got 24. All right. So what we're missing is what needs to go in here to complete this. All right. How many votes did Ben get? He received 24 fewer. So how many votes? It's actually a two-stepper. Okay, I gotta put, whoa. And then part 2 out of 2 is, whoa, all right. Part 2 I really can't show you because that's giving you the answer. All right. So part 2 is asking you how many total votes there were. And those of you who are able to press pause and track back a little bit might be able to see the answer to the first part. That's my freebie. Merry Christmas early to you guys. 4 groups of 7 students play the saxophone. Well, number 12 or 13. Around 13. 13. 4 groups of 7 students play the saxophone. 23 students play the trumpet. How many students play the saxophone or trumpet? And it says blank students play the saxophone or trumpet. Number 14. There are 308 people at the fair on Saturday. There are 122 fewer people on Sunday. How many people are at the fair on those 2 days? Pay attention to that question. How many are at the fair on those 2 days? 308 on Saturday, 122 fewer on Sunday. Not 122 people, 122 fewer. On the day of the survey, 2 students were absent. The picture graph shows the votes of all the other students in class. How many students are in the class? Complete the explanation. All right, they're trying to get tricky here on you. Remember, 2 were absent. Here's the picture graph. Here's the key. Blank students are in the class. Skip count by 2 since each picture equals 3, 2, or 1. And then add 0, 1, or 2 students for the absent ones. 16, complete the table. You are multiplying times 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So 5 times 1, 5 times 3, 5 times 5, and so on. The ones digit is always blank, and the products are even or odd. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the ones digit, and the products are always This is a 3-parter, and I can't go through all 3 parts because it'll show you the answer if I have to. So make sure you answer all 3 parts. All right. Count the number of rows and the number of squares in each row. Solve for the area. The figure is rows of units. All right. I can't go to the next one or else it'll show it to me. You're going to have to read those on your own. Sorry, I wish I could help you out, but I've learned my lesson today that it'll give you the answer. If the length of each school in the pool, if the length of each pool in the table is 20 feet, and the width changed from 8 to 9 to 10 to 11, how do the areas change when the widths change? So first step, complete the table by finding the area. All right. So remember, area equals length times width. So the pool of area will be 20 times 8. 20 times 9, and fill that out. Then complete the description of the area, increase or decrease, so get bigger or smaller, by how many feet. So if when the width was 8, the area is square feet. So up here, what was the answer when it was 8? Then increase to So here you're putting the answers to this one. So when that's 9, would go here. 10 would go there, 11 would go there. All right, I'm running out of time. This will be part 1. I'll go through 19 through 25 on the second part.